Okay, sir. I can do.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning, all of you, and welcome to this second session today. And Dr. Ananta Lakshmi, Madam is there, and she's going to take the session. And may I now request Pragati Madam to introduce her to the participants. Pragati Madam, over to you.
Good morning, everybody present here today. The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. So let us welcome Dr. GVS Ananta Lakshmi. She did her PhD in American literature and got 18 years of experience in teaching at undergraduate and postgraduate level. Her areas of interest are communication skills, soft skills, American English, ELT, TESL, CALL, Teachers Education, TBLL, and is authoritative in her interview skills and curriculum design. She is also an expert in student language projects and guided over 1,000 projects till now. She has published 41 papers in various reputed national and international conferences and in various journals. She has been a member of Catherine Anne Porter Society, Maryland, USA, and IATEFL and ELTAI. She is currently the chairman of Board of Studies English at Anurag University, Hyderabad, and the BOS member in many other institutes. Ma'am has received prestigious Women in Education Award from Devang Mehta National Education Awards IPE Hyderabad and has received funding for AICTE project worth rupees 16.757 lakhs under SPDC scheme in April 2020. We all welcome you, ma'am. Please encourage us with your mindful thoughts.
Ma'am,
Yes. Thank you very much. It's a nice introduction. Good afternoon, all of you. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Good afternoon, all of you.
Good afternoon,
So,
ma'am.
I welcome you all for this session on social etiquette. Then here is a point before we go into actually discuss about what is social etiquette and all. Here is a small point to put in front of you. I, Dr. Ananta Lakshmi, Professor and Head of the Department from Anurag University, would like to give you some insights about the social etiquette. Then you can put the question, Madam, we are all the social beings and we are following the social etiquette for the last centuries and all. Why we have to again stress about it? Then understand that if you look into the annals of the history, man, the flesh-eating mammal, from that barbarous and nomadic stage where he was uncivilized, has transformed himself into the present-day sophisticated, more techno-savvy person with lot of education and all. How this transition happened? Because all of you know that all the civilizations flourished in front of the on the banks of the rivers, and all the great four civilizations made man to explore himself to form a society where he made himself to standardize his way of living, right? Then understand from here how we could able to come forward to the latest age, right? From that age of the industrial age, we have moved to the digital age, right? Then understand one thing exactly how the human being, one of the living species on this world, right? How he can differentiate himself from the animals, right? Just give me a moment to share. So, what makes the human beings different from animals? Right? Just a minute. What makes the human beings different from animals? Because even all the normal basic requirements of the human beings will be similar to the animals, but we consider ourselves as the more intelligent species, right? It is only the difference is it is the way they carry themselves in the society. then the manners and etiquette that differentiate the persons in the society. That's why etiquette is defined as good behavior which distinguishes human beings from animals, right? And understand one thing that all of us know man is a social animal. Don't have any gender bias me. Please, man means person. He is a social animal. Then, if at all we have all the things fulfilled, why we are having that craving to mingle in the society? We have made ourselves as part and parcel of the society. Then basically that etiquette refers to behaving in a socially responsible way and appropriate way, right? And if when I am talking about part and parcel of the society, how I can become more responsible in the society, and what is the appropriate manner I can live and that I can standardize my life. Because understand, the morning we get up and by the end of the day, we'll go to different places, we'll meet many people and all. Then we have many kinds of the jobs to do. We have the professions and we go to office and we do business, and we have the society where we mingle with the people. We meet the persons and we go to restaurants and we eat, we go to malls and many other things of the activities we'll be doing, right? Then exactly where we have to follow this etiquette. No matter what the situation, social etiquette rules should be followed. When should you be particularly aware of your manners, right? So, friends, please understand it is every situation, right? Every situation. Then understand one thing. So understand one thing, that when we are talking about the social manners and all, if you look into the annals of the history, long, long, long back, from that nomadic stage where man has made himself his own rules and standards to standardize his life, right? And all the different walks of the life, taking from the birth, then the marriage system, then his earnings, and also his death. Until this, he went on making out certain rules and regulations, right? And in those days, in the during the kingships and kingdoms, even then, the rules were formed and framed by the rulers of the society. And so when it comes to the peasants and the normal kind of the ranks, right, from the higher rank people, the rules are made, and that was those were followed by the lower rank people, right? If you look at those things, from that stage of the society, it went on making out many changes. Along with the society, the etiquette also changed, right? Then understand, including what we wear, how we mourn in the funeral, and how we maintain the silence. All these things were imbibed into our culture, right? And all of you know that some people prefer black, some people prefer white when they are attending the funeral sessions, when they are attending any mourning messages and all, when they are attending any kind of the condolences meetings, right? In the same way, how to perform marriage and how to do all these things, and when we go to the job, what are the way how we have to behave and all. These are all the things where we have sophisticated ourselves, where we have defined our own selves, right? Then understand one thing, that please understand one thing. In every situation, we are going to maintain our etiquette. Then, what are the basic principles of the etiquette? As a human being, we have our own standards, we have our own expectations. There is a saying that do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Second thing, what you would not wish done to yourself, do not do unto others. Because many times we feel bad, many times we don't feel comfortable to face certain situations. But it is at the receiving end. When we have to do the same to the other persons, then our face will be different, because we are double-edged knife where we are having the double faces, right? Then when we are doing the same thing to the others, we never mind that we are not following the standard, isn't it? Then understand one thing. When we are talking about the benefits of etiquette, you can say one thing, I'm doing my job, I'm leading happy life, personal life and all. Why I have to maintain the etiquette? Because it gives the professionals the tools to impress clients and colleagues. When we are taking up some job for livelihood, we feel like we have to be successful, and we expect the recognition, and we expect a kind of social recognition also, right? And apart from our jobs and all, we have our own social networking sites today, or otherwise some kind of the cultural clubs we are involved into, or some kind of the social gatherings will be often joined, and in clubs will be joining, right? Then exactly at this point of time where all the people will be joining together. Understand? It puts others at ease so that business can be conducted well, right? And also, one thing is, not only that, the etiquette will be giving us the organization and overall polished professional image. We are talking about the branding today. How the institute, how the organization, how an individual can make himself to take forward his own branding, right? Branding is nothing but it is the signature brand, signature gesture, signature brand, isn't it? How you make yourself a remarkable way in the society, right? Not that I'm earning, not that because of the status, not because of anything, but because of the personality, characteristic features we follow, right? And also etiquette helps to establish rapport with others more easily because they remember us as an individual, not with our rank and other things. Then it also builds the confidence and helps to create a winning style. Coming to next point, why we need etiquette exactly, right? Because etiquette makes an individual cultured and remarkable. We talk about the culture, it's not about culture related to region, culture related to country, related to religion. It is the culture basically a human being will carry inside. And it also teaches us the way to talk and walk. It may be surprising that why it will matter how I talk and how I walk, because once we step out of the home, right, every word that comes out of our mouth will add the value, and people will value that the conversations, the talks we make, and it is essential for everlasting first impression, because all of you know that there is no second chance for first impression. The first 7 seconds are very important when you meet a person, and this makes them to decide whether to invest their time in meeting you or not, and it defines the personality and also upbringing, because irrespective of the qualification, irrespective of the and irrespective of the ranks we carry, irrespective of the degrees we carry, right, and also cadres we carry, what exactly will be defining your personality is the way you behave in the society, the way you behave in the profession, and also it enables to earn respect and appreciation, because automatically there is no need for us to beg for it. Automatically it earns the respect, right? And the etiquette will be transforming a person as professional. If you are a normal human being, suppose a student passes out from the institute, right, and he takes up a job, slowly his path of becoming professional will start. In this path, he will be transforming himself. He'll be learning many things, looking at others, the world around, right? And that is how the professional etiquette will be followed. Then, one more important thing is it is a ticket to open doors, because it inculcates a feeling of trust and loyalty. My boss should trust me. I should trust my subordinates, right? It is all about the confidentiality. How do you maintain? And one becomes more responsible and mature, what to do and what not to do. Entire world will be revolving around it, what to say and what not to say, right? This entire world will be revolving around us. We have certain ethical codes, right? Today we are living in a world where everything is becoming unethical. Taking from the hacking, what is ethical hacking, what is unethical hacking, taking into the going into the plagiarism, right? And I know many people who are in higher positions were also caught up because of the plagiarism done long back, right? Because we have the rights, we have the laws for copyrights, right? Copyrights laws are there, right? And we are now, the entire film industry is suffering because of the piracy. Then understand, wherever the good is there, behind that the shadow of bad is also following, right? If at all personal etiquette is not maintained, surely the world will become anarchy, and the world will become a huge chaos, right? Then understand, etiquette helps the individuals to value relationships. Yes, we make a lot of relationships. We take confidence from the relationship, either it is personal or professional or friends or family or relatives. Lot of the relationships will be built around us from birth to death, right? Then understand, etiquette in today's society, it provides us a personal security, and it protects the feelings of others, and I never deny others' feelings, and it makes communication more clearer, and it will enhance your status at work. One more thing is, it makes good first impressions. As I told you already, it will be making the first good impressions, right? Next, when we are looking at the types of etiquettes, we have many etiquettes, right? Because if you look at the human life has many chapters, many wings, right? Taking from birth to the last breath. Then if you look at that one, we have social etiquette, we have corporate etiquette, we have digital etiquette, we have including washroom etiquette, right? You may be wondering why we have to mention it. Of course, we have to mention. We are the passengers, we are the travelers when we go to airport, when we go to malls, when we go to public places, right? It is a big matter where it makes the difference between an a foreigner and an Indian. Now the entire government is spending the amount on that, the public toilets and all. Then meeting etiquette. We have the professions. We meet the people. We conduct the meetings. Then telephone etiquette. Of course, we started with landlines. Now we are in the digital age. We have left the analog and Android phones, and now we are in the smart world with smartphones, right? And wedding etiquette. Of course, irrespective of the religion, we have our own way of conducting the weddings. After every wedding, irrespective of the lakhs of rupees spent, some kind of the agony will be left behind. Why? Either with the food or with the arrangements or with all other things, some or other agonies will be there for the host and the guests. Because guest expectations are different, host expectations are different, right? And also dining etiquette. Of course, you may say, Madam, eating food is my own. Why we have to follow? Because we are not eating only at our home. Many times we have the public eatings, right? We attend the functions, we do the celebrations, we go to restaurants, we attend the business meals, we attend the office official lunches and all. Then how we have to make? Because in your drawing room, if you are eating for you alone, then nobody will bother. But when it comes to the formal situation, how you are behaving will matter. Because nowadays majority of the decisions are not taken in boardrooms, right? And they are taken in majority of the board. Just a minute, please. Stop sharing. Majority of the decisions are not taken in boardrooms, but they are taken in across the lunch tables, across the business, across the breakfast tables and all. And you can see most of the journalists will be traveling along with the higher officials because they don't have time, and they will be doing the job of interviewing the higher ups and also officials and the politicians and all only while traveling, right? So you have to cope up with both the things. The point there is, special kind of the training will be given to all the civil servants who are in IAS, IPS and all in their academy in Missouri, right? How you have to maintain the decorum in the official dinings and the etiquette, right? What is the way you have to behave? What is the protocol you have to behave, right? Once the highest cadre person has visited other state, and where they have arranged uh, for the lunch. While he was having the lunch, by mistake he kept his fork and knife in a position where it is the indication of the completion of the lunch. And by mistake, that chief of the person, housekeeping personnel, he came and he took away the plate. That is the biggest blunder, because he has not verified whether the lunch is completed or not. It is an embarrassing situation where the official cannot ask that my meal is not completed, and the plate is removed and one more plate should be kept. Right? So understand one thing, when we are talking about all these things, when we are talking about the business etiquette and all, the social etiquette will have the entire culmination of all these etiquettes. Each and every part of what we are doing is very essential, right? And coming back to the other point, right? And when we are talking about all these things, let us look at etiquette. Are we going to learn? Hello, sir. Hello.
सारा टाइम कांग्रेस तो नक चढ़ा देना सी हुणे ना तो नक चढ़ा लेंगे
Hello.
Yes, yes, madam.
Just a minute, sir. Whether my screen is visible, sir?
No, madam.
Just a minute, sir. Give me 1 minute time. So we have to understand one thing when we are carrying forward the next generation. Sorry for the interruption. Etiquette begins at home. If you want to master proper manners and how to practice etiquette in public, let us practice it, and let us bet to start it in private only. If we are not inculcating the proper manners and etiquette in the children, they are not going to become a responsible citizen in future, right? Then understand one thing, that the common courtesies of life. What are the courtesies we have to maintain generally? For example, when we are moving through your day from here to there, for example, like from the point A to point B, you will be interacting with the people. And also, for example, if you are driving your vehicle, it calls for defensive driving, and that is because you have the regard for the safety of others and safety of yourself in every situation, right? Jaywalkers are not at all entertained. You cannot cross wherever you want, right? These are all the small common courtesies, because we are the people, we witness every day when we are traveling near the traffic lights. Most of the fights will be happening because people are stressed when they are driving the vehicles. Most of the times they do the stress driving, they are not doing the pleasant driving, and it's not a pleasure trip when we are leaving for offices and workplaces, right? And one more thing is, drivers should never use their car horn unless it is an emergency. But in India, it is this kind of etiquette is maintained very less, right? And even though the horn is warned there, we never mind. And when there are certain no horn zones, hospitals, schools, and prayer places, if even though self-driven cars are there, self-driven vehicles are there, we never mind for that. Then who should teach us? Next, if you are using the public transportation, we have to keep in mind that a person who is driving is a professional, right? And our safety is in his hands, and he should be treated with respect. He is an employee in the organization. We cannot ill-treat him, right? That is the dignity of labor, right? And always we have, it is a ignored part. We go into the buses, we go into the trains, we go into the metros and all, and we never mind to just to greet the driver who is visible over there. And when you get on a bus or into a taxi, and thank the person when you leave, right? And but whereas we have a low opinion about the people who are driving. whether you are taking Uber or any other kind of thing, we never mind after getting down, we have to thank him. Right? Now today it is the world is going with rating. They ask you, madam, give the good rating. We feel as if we are patronizing. We feel as if we are doing a favor to them. Right? Next, if you are, of course, in India, it is very common and we are imbibed, we are injected from the childhood onwards that you have to respect the elders, and also if any ladies are there, they will be respected. Particularly the pregnant women, if they are standing, it automatically people will stand up and offer the seat, irrespective of the gender. If they are not doing that, the people around will be asking, and you will feel embarrassed if you are sitting, even though you are tired. The elderly people will be offered, or anyone on who is differently abled people who are on crutches, right? Otherwise, disabled people or blind people, a special seat will be offered to them. If anybody is occupying that particular seat, people will be asked, right? And if you get on public transportation with shopping bags, right? It's not a place where you can utilize all the services for to make your service bags there. Then understand one thing: you cannot spread them, making a hurdle for all the people to walk here and there. We have to secure them in such a way so that it won't disturb others. Right? These are all the things we are following, and sometimes we ignore. And for example, when from morning to evening, we will be moving from restaurant to dry cleaners or different places we'll be moving. For example, when a salesperson is helping you in anywhere in mall or somewhere else, right, we have to ask their help with graciousness. We cannot treat him as our attendant. We cannot treat him as our subordinate. And do not be patronizing or demanding. Right? Being a customer, you should be polite enough to ask the information. We cannot demand them. Tone of the voice is very, very important. And next, we have to be ready to pay when you reach the counter. Some people start, recently 2-3 days back, we have gone to some mall to pick up something and we are in the queue. The person who is near the counter, her card is not working. She was in the middle of the billing. The person was insisting her to take out the things and all. She went out and again came out and again did the phone calls. All these things were irritating the people in the queue behind. When you are about to reach the counter, it is our responsibility. Who should come and teach us? It is our responsibility to keep everything ready. When we go to passport, when we go to airport, when we go for any kind of the counter, there will be different counters, not only ticket counters, right? We have to be ready with. When we are called for, we should be available. We go and register our name and we sit there. If the waiting period is there, we never mind. We'll be going here and there, right? So please be available. Next thing is, we go to theaters. Of course, because of the pandemic situations, we didn't go to theaters for the last 6 months. But regularly we do go to theaters to watch the movie we enjoy. Of course, entertainment is very important. Then when we arrive late, then we never mind to block the people to reach our seats. And during that time, we'll be looking at only the screen, not in the seat where we have to settle down. There is a possibility we may walk over the other's legs. Right? These are all the very small, minute things which will be mattering. If you have selected the corner seat, make it a point to reach early and settle down in your seat. Even when you are moving in between the interactions, right? Then one more point is, when the movie is happening, don't entertain more long conversations, because it will be disturbing other people. Even we were warned sometimes, and we have warned others also. When they are talking very loudly, commenting and doing the disturbance to the other people, even the fellow mates got every right to have their own movie peacefully. We don't have right to disturb them, right? And even we are moving forward to grocery stores, and it is for our convenience sake. Very common mistake that will happen is, we go and select the things. Sometimes we do the wrong selection and we want to place it back. We never mind to keep it back in the same place from where we have picked up. We just keep there, and they are falling down also, we don't mind. we feel we have right to misplace them, and again when the salesperson should come there to do that, right? And in the restaurants, the most abused people are servers in the restaurants. We feel they are the most neglected people. We can neglect them, we can shout at them, and we can do anything with them, and sometimes slapping them. But they are human beings, they are doing their job. And when the server comes there, that is the steward comes there, and he starts discussing about the menu, right? You know he is working and he is trying to please you. They are the people who belong to the low paid salaries class, right? When he is there standing over there, we never mind that we are making him to wait. We start discussing the menu then, and we will be talking about all other things and all where he will be waiting. We have to respect his time. Second thing, if anything is wrong with our food, and he is not a person, he is not a cook in the restaurant, he is just bringing the things. But we shout it, some people will throw the plates and this and that. They wanted to have the attention of everyone, but it is a negative attention, right? So understand, these are all the things what we will be maintaining in public, right? Next thing, sound of silence. Yes, we are living, we lost the world of silence, and now we are living in the world of sounds, where morning to evening, right? Lot of sounds. It's not the chirping of the birds, it's not the leaves cluttering of the leaves and all, but silence is gold, all of us know. Each individual deserves the dignity of a bit of peace and quietness. Why not? I wanted to be calm, right? I wanted to have my own silence. I wanted to be lost in my silence. But who are you to intrude? Who are you to come and disturb their making the sounds? The reason the device, the why we have earphones is to make listening a private endeavor. Instead of that one, we'll be shouting. Nowadays, all the mobile for calls became the public calls, as if we are talking in the public telephone booth, right? And cell phone conversations should be kept an absolute minimum. But you can see in all the places, wherever they are, either hospital or railway platform or airports, they'll be shouting and all their emotions will be letting out. And no one else wants to hear the intimate details of your life. It is purely personalized call. Why the world should know about it? Right? So please understand this. And when we are moving forward, the corporate etiquette, because the corporate culture has spread a lot, and we have to specially teach the students also about how to maintain the corporate etiquette, irrespective of their degrees, percentages, and all, right? And each one needs to maintain the decorum of the organization. When we are going to certain organization, right, and they will be having the serious atmosphere there, the jovial personality who will be cracking jokes every minute will not be suitable over there, right? And if the atmosphere is very free, right, then if you are too introvert, you may not be suitable over there, right? Understand, if you go to Facebook office, you cannot find Mark Zuckerberg to sit in the cabin, whereas you can see him just sharing the tea or coffee with the other person. Where the board will be kept over there, ideas are invited. Anybody is free to give their ideas. Any idea new and innovative will be accepted, right? So understand, when we are talking about the corporate etiquette, introduction, we do the elevator talk, right? And we talk very brief self-introduction. I am so and so, I am so and so. Self-titles are not required. Others may not be interested. A piece of information which is crisp and brief is enough. And when others start speaking, they never interrupt. But most of the times, crosstalks will be happening and overlapping will be happening. We don't listen to each other. We go on saying our own version, but we never lend the ears for others. Then we have to wait patiently for our turn. Surely, we have to wait for the opportunity, to seek the opportunity. Then, when we are talking about the corporate etiquette and all, there is a very important point about the proximity. Proximity means the distance between the people, right? And also there are differences in how often we touch, haptics, study of the touch, right? The mother will be taking the infant into the lap. The infant who cannot see, who cannot walk, who cannot talk and all, understand the warmth in the touch. And if any stranger takes her into lap, immediately she communicates that I am not comfortable. Right? In the same way, when we grow up and when we start doing the business and professions and all, there is a clear cut kind of the etiquette what we have to maintain, whether we are supposed to touch or not, and what are the accepted touch, right? And there are again here there are regional and cultural variations. How do you greet the people also? According to someone, for example, now in the Indian way, saying namaste is the way of greeting. For others, it is a kiss on the cheek. For others, it is a hug, right? But whether it is acceptable or not, right? For American, giving the hug is a greeting, where it is not acceptable in the Asian countries, right? And also touching, there are different four kinds of the zones. What is the intimate kind of intimate zone? What is the personal zone, social zone, and public zone? Social zone means where you have to be in the distance of 4 to 7 feet, and far away means 7 to 12 feet, right? Unless the member is very close, irrespective of the positions they enjoy, irrespective of whether they are in the topmost position or whatever it is. In the Indian way of Indian culture, women may not be allowing any stranger to come into their personal space. Right? This point should be understood by the foreigner who visits India. Right? Then understand this is how the people meet and how the people park. There we have to maintain the standard of proximity. That is the distance between the people, how we meet and how we park. Right? Then understand one thing. When we are talking about invading my space, don't expect that I am taking a chalk to make a round and make a circle around me. But I'm not comfortable if you are entering into my personal space. Respect a person's personal space. We shouldn't go much closer to them if they are not willing to. And the reactions to the invasion of your space, generally if somebody is invading, so coming too closer, what do? I feel troubled, I get defensive, and I become more aggressive and I retaliate. This is generally will happen. Right? So this is what we have to imbibe into the social culture and social etiquette. And one the other thing is mind your language. We may be having the good vocabulary, we may be knowing the good standard language, and also we may be possessing the good language skills. But according to the situation, what to say and what not to say is very important. And we have to avoid all unparliamentary language, unparliamentary words, and filthy language. And poor language is not professional, and it will be offensive also. By mistake, if you slip any word, that may break the relations. Right? Speech is gold. We understand. It makes the relations. At the same time, it breaks the relation because it is poisonous. And we have to mind our tone. We cannot be sarcastic. We cannot be witty. We cannot give any derogatory remarks and implied meanings. Right? Then understand. Here also certain region people, by nature, they will be more jovial. Even the serious situations will be made jovial, right? Then it is not acceptable. Certain organizations will not be accepting these kind of things, right? Then understand one more thing, even including the doors. We many times we close the car doors, we close the your house doors, right? And also you will be closing your elevator doors, right? And otherwise you may be closing your cabin doors or including the interview boardroom doors, right? There we have to follow whoever arrives the door first. They should open it for others. That is automatically should be done. And in an elevator, wait, let them get off, then you can get in. So that chaos will be there, will not be there. The people who are in, let them come out, then you can go in. Right? Because if you go to Bombay airport, right, lot of people will be waiting near the elevators with the trolleys. Everyone is eager to go out quickly. At the same time, there are people who arrived, right? So understand these two are very necessary when we are following this, right? And when we are talking about from the corporate etiquette, we are moving forward to meeting etiquette. Of course, we conduct the meetings, we do attend the meetings and all. It refers to styles that one need to adopt when he is attending any meeting or any seminar or presentation and so on. Right? And we have to listen twice before you speak what to say and what not to say. and we have to carry a notepad and pen, and where you can importantly you can note down all the important points for future reference. If you simply go with empty hands, if anything is told over there, who should come and inform us that notepad is necessary? And we have to be firm on your stand, but don't shout. In the meetings, we should not raise the voice. Of course, we have to be punctual. And one more point we have to understand is what is the time of the meeting, right? And at what time you are supposed to be there. If you are the host of the meeting, you have to arrive 5 minutes before. You have to check the arrangements, right, and all. If you are the invited for the meeting, then dot means where it is 2 minutes before, right? Who is the in charge of the meeting? Understand? Then if you are leading the meeting, we have to arrive and all. Then whoever is the uh, host of the meeting, he will be sitting far away from the seat, from the door, right? And generally, the chairperson sits at the end of the table, farthest from the entrance. He will not be the person who leave first. He will be the person who will be leaving last, so that any queries and other things will be understood, right? And one more point here we have to understand is, suppose we have the mobiles and it is the mobile etiquette to be maintained, right? That we have to keep our mobiles in silence or in vibration mode. Even in vibration mode, it will be making some sound. Better to switch off. But most of the times in all the meetings, one or two mobiles will be ringing. Then it will be all the heads will be turned, and ringtones. And we have our own taste. Some people will keep the classics, and some people will keep the filmy Ghana, and some other people will keep some human voices. But understand, the hello tunes and the caller tunes what we keep will give a hint of our personality. It is also one of the etiquettes, because my mobile number is with thousands of people, right? Then when they call me, they will be estimating what kind of personality I am, because the ringtones will matter. You can think it is my taste, I'm a music lover, I can keep anything, but it is also hinting the other people what kind of person I am, right? When you are in any meeting, by mistake, if you have to turn off your cell phone, and we have to take only the messages and the voicemail, right? Then understand one thing, these are all the very, very, very minute things which we will be ignoring, but sometimes we are the sufferers too. If we can follow naturally, that's how the standards of the life will be acquired, right? And one more thing is telephone etiquette. When we are talking about, we should learn how one should interact over phone. I know a person, even though you are sitting beside him, right, and you cannot even understand what he is uttering. He will be talking with very low voice, but we don't mind. In public places also, we take our own personal mobiles and go on talking. It really, really becomes unbearable for the others who want to travel calmly. And we have to know the wise usage of the phone. And never the long holds. Suppose you are talking on phone, you got another call, right? You put this person on the hold. We never mind. We never ask them. Sorry, I'm getting other call. Can I put you on the hold? If they are, why do they should wait? Why they should wait? You can switch off the call and you can call them again. But we never bother about, right? And we never bother to greet them. Particularly pitch and tone is very, very important, because a person who takes the personal calls, if he is not maintaining, the same person may be a boss or maybe a team lead or a team member. When he goes to the office, same thing will continue there also. He never minds when all other people are seriously working. If his phone rings and if he speaks very loud, then definitely that will disturb all the people, right? This is very important. Then when we are placing the telephone call, what is general habit? If you are making a call, we have to identify first I am so and so. What is generally somebody, we will get the call from someone. They start talking about something. We don't know who is speaking, their name and from where they are calling. Nothing is introduction is given. We wonder why this man called me and why he is speaking. And then ask to speak to the person you are trying to reach. Right? And when you finally reach that person, sometimes continuously we will be making the calls. if their phone is engaged or any other thing, still we will be making the continuous kind of thing, right? And right. So please understand, when we are talking about the social etiquette, these are all the things, features, what characteristic features what we have to follow. Because when we are making any call, we are in a hurry, we wanted to convey something to them, continuously we make a call, and even when they lift the call after many things, or many attempts also, we immediately bounce back and start shouting at them. But understand, if at all they are not taking the call, they may be overoccupied, and it may be hardly 1 or 2 times we can call, right? They understand one thing, when we are talking about all these things, right? In the telephone etiquette, right? These are all the important things. And when you finish, finally reach the person, you jump into a deep conversation, ask if they have time to talk or not. We never. Do we ever ask that, are you free? Can I talk to you now? Never. We call them, irrespective of their position, irrespective of their mood, irrespective of the place where they are, we bounce into the conversation, we go on talking, right? They may be sometimes in the discomfortable situation, right? And if you are on the phone and other call comes, always ask if it is all right to put them on hold or not, which we never implement, and which we never execute. And sign language, generally it will be happening at home. Someone will receive the call, they'll be talking the phone. When other person of the family comes, if it is in the office, other subordinate will come, he starts showing some signals, he starts conveying something, right? You cannot listen to the person who is on phone, you cannot respond to the person who is showing you something, because you cannot interrupt someone when they are on the call by gesturing, by speaking, or writing some notes and all, showing some kind of papers and all, because mind cannot do this multitasking of listening, understanding, and doing the other thing. We cannot travel on two boats at a time. It will be difficult, right? Then understand one thing, if you have to take a call in public place, try to move to a more private space if you get a call and talk. Never take the call then and there where you are. And hearing one-sided conversations alienates the person not in the conversation. I can't talk now, but if you must talk in a public place, bus, elevator, or the airplane and all, please, you have to discreet whether you can take the call or not. Every air hostess will be asking you to switch off your phone when the flight is taking off, right? So these are all the regular things what we have to maintain, right? And when we are moving forward to business etiquette, we have lots of business. The world is doing many businesses. It includes the ways to conduct a certain business, right? We cannot cheat our customers, and it is simply unethical. We are talking about the ethical codes, right? It is unethical, right? The way we talk, the way we interact, the way we go nearer to the people, right? How do we share the information and all, right? Suppose after the business etiquette, when we are moving forward, our most favorite thing is food. Everyone likes to enjoy their own meal. Of course, there is no objection. Here, I would like to share with you a small story. Right? In 2008, I attended in Infosys Hyderabad, Gachibowli campus, Campus Connect, under the Campus Connect program. There was a soft skills workshop. Then all the professors and different people from different colleges were invited. All of us joined there. And after the first introductory section, there was a break. So there was a tea break. Nothing wrong in it. Happy. We are tired of listening. We went out and had the tea, and slowly one by one started coming in. And 5 minutes was the expected. 5 minutes was announced time, but people started coming even after 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and all. Right, and the facilitator asked all of us to stand up, and he fined us with 100 rupees. Then we are shocked, right? We are already grown up and we are have our own positions. We are having our own positions and we are teachers and all. Why we have to be fined? Okay. Then he told that when the time is announced as 5 minutes for tea break, why you have attempted to come in 6th minute? When you are unable to maintain your own time, how can you teach your students to maintain the time management and all? That is one point. Then we learned practically we were fined and our egos were smashed away. Second thing, afternoon on the first day, it was a 5-day workshop. Afternoon in the lunch break, all of us, the lunch break was announced and a very good sumptuous meal was arranged there, and it is a buffet. All of us went never as usual. We don't have the habit of maintaining the queue, right? And we went there, and in the beginning, few people were in the queue in the first serving, and when it comes to the second serving, nobody was bothered about. Already people are in queue and they are taking. We just surpass them, and from the over their head, we'll keep our plate and we'll take our own thing, right? And some of our facilitators were also who also joined our lunch. They started observing what is happening, right? And of course, sometimes the shirts will be soaked in sambar, and sometimes some other things may be spill over the clothes and all. We may be feeling embarrassing, then we say sorry and this and that, right? And after the lunch break is over, when all we came in, this time we were fined with 200 rupees. Why? Because it is a decorum to maintain the queue when you are dining there. Of course, I do eat at home, only with 3 or 4 members and sometimes alone. But when I am in the public lunch, I should follow the queue automatically. Even when I am serving, I should think that how many people are there, how much food is over there, and I shouldn't be eager and greedy to take the more quantity over there. I should think that other people also should have the something to eat. Right? Then understand one thing, one more. Right? So even including, of course, the Indians do eat with hands, and sometimes even now we have already adapted the international way of using the fork and spoon. Or if you go to China, you use the chopsticks and all, right? And including the position of the fork and the spoon, right? You have to, and even the knife, you have to understand what is acceptable when you go for the international meetings and international business tours and all. We should understand this one, what is right and what is wrong. It was delicious. See the positions, and also I didn't like it, and I have finished and still eating and expecting another course, right? Right? These are all the positions. Next, when we are eating at home, we may lick, we may enjoy, we may do, and dairy milk ad will be talking about having some kind of the porous things over your lips is not a bad thing. That is how the Cadbury's chocolates will be enjoyed. But during your first course of meal, use the utensils on the outside. Please understand, all in the dining etiquette, as per the European countries and the Western countries, right? Because they use the spoon and fork, the liquids on your right, it may be the water, it may be the juice, it may be anything. The liquids on your right are yours, because we sit besides. Always we have a confusion whether it is taken by others, whether it is this is mine or that is mine. And as per our thing, right? As per our etiquette, right? In the Indian culture, the liquids on your left are yours, because you eat with right hand. Left side, all the liquids will be kept over. From the childhood onwards, when we started our in that jamana, when we in that era where we used to, where dining table culture was not there, when we used to spread our eating plates on the floor and eat. From then onwards, we were imbibed what to start, how to eat, and how to finish the meal, how to wait until all others finish and all. This is how we were imbibed. Because in those days, eating in public is less number of times, but still we were asked to follow all these rules. Then certain sounds, please understand, it is very unbearable, right? Burping, snorting, yawning in the public is not advisable. Then, when you are talking about your own set of atmosphere, your own set of situations, you feel you are comfortable. But if at all it is in the global behavior, how the manners and social etiquette will matter. Even within many countries, manners will differ from region to region and person to person. Because, for example, if you take the Indian culture, there are many languages, many cultures, many kinds of differences are there. Many diversities are there. We should understand from one corner to other corner if we are traveling how to eat, right? And next, coming to going to global, good manners, etiquette, and what it means to be polite are different all over the world. And doing business in technology-driven world can be a daunting task when the manners of other countries are unknown. Then respectful and culturally appropriate behavior is important when doing business overseas. But what is customary in one country is not accepted in other. Please understand that, right? For example, including the cab positions and also. When you flag down a cab in Australia and hop in the back, you go to international overseas assignment, you go out of the flight, right, airport, and there you booked a cab and the cabman came, right, and you, as usual in India also, you are habituated to sit in the back seat, you went and occupied there, right, and you started a thought of having a pleasant chat with the first person you ever met on that foreign land, but he seems angry. Why? Because you insulted him by getting in the back, right? And even here also we maintain, if the higher ranked person is there, if it is a police chief or any other thing, the person who is in higher rank will sit beside the driver, and the person who is in the the next rank, lower rank, will be sitting at the back. If it is an open jeep kind of thing, if it is a closed car, the person in the lower rank will be sitting beside the driver. The person in the higher rank will be sitting at the back. IG will sit in the back seat. Constable will sit in the front seat, right? If the ladies, and also if it is a self-driven car, your own family member, brother, sister, or father is driving, we never leave the seat beside him free, because he may be treated as a driver. Definitely, one of the family members will be sitting beside him. That's how we respect. These are all the things which are understood, which are imbibed. Whereas, as usual, habitually, if you go there, in United States, people hop in the back of the cab. But Australians pride themselves, dignity of labor, and everyone being equals. So you have just insulted the cabbie by hopping in the back instead of getting in the front with them, with him, right? So please understand this. Then you went to Tibet for a nice relaxing vacation, and a Tibetan native makes this face at you. What is the heck? You may feel in India, in your known culture, it is a kind of mocking. You are making fun of the people, but there, actually, you are being greeted, but we are not aware, right? So your way of greeting is different from their way of greeting. This we have to understand when we are doing the international travels. We should be able to understand these things, right? So having the awareness of these things is very important. And it is customary, good manners and etiquette in one culture might be rude manners in another. Hugging etiquette in America is not acceptable in Asian countries, right? So understand, in China, for example, Chinese will be affiliates to leave a meeting first, right? So if at all other people are there, you allow them to leave first. You will be the last one to leave. And it is customary to present and receive gifts with both the hands. They never give the gift with one hand. And also leaving the chopsticks upright in the rice. So do not eat all of your meal. You have to leave something. For example, in United States, business may be conducted over breakfast, lunch, or dinner, as we have discussed. We may have the breakfast meeting, lunch meeting, or dinner meeting. That's why we have to bother about whether you are making the crunchy sounds in eating your crunchy pappets, or whether you are bothered about the conversations that are happening with the client, right? Are you greedy about taking the food? Right? Today's dinner interviews and all are faced by the students, right? And also in US, many companies will discourage or limit gift giving. They don't like to give the gifts, and they feel it as a bribe, right? And if they have to do the other things also, they have to take the permissions, right? And in Australia, punctuality is critical, right? And a single male passenger should sit in the front seat of the taxi, right? When paying for a round of drinks and all, do not pick up the tab out of the turn. In Japan, for example, the most senior person often leads discussions. Other members of the party may not speak as much out of respect and do not openly display money, use an envelope. They never give directly, they use the envelope. Here only the honorariums and certain things and all given in envelope. Of course, nowadays direct credit. And we other thing is always wrap the gifts. The value of the gift is of less importance than the thoughtfulness with which it is presented. If you go to the arches and all, beautiful wrappers are available now. How well you are choosing the wrapper, it also matters, right? And if you are going to France, Germany, and India, if you do not speak French, it's appreciated. If you apologize for your lack of fluency, they don't mind if you don't know French. And it is common to leave the office for a lunch that lasts 2 hours or more, whereas our lunch times are fixed. Right? Understand, this is what we have to understand the etiquette as we were fined. Right? Second thing, in Germany, humor is not appreciated in a business context. You cannot crack jokes suddenly, right? Because it is serious atmosphere. And in business meetings, allow the eldest person to enter the room first. Respect the elders. Whereas whoever comes here will go and occupy some seat. In India, we have the very much habit of entering when we are entering a residence, even in the shops and also sometimes they'll be keeping the boards, leave your footwear outside. Right? You are expected to remove your shoes outside. We never come with the shoes with which you walked on the roads into the home, and inside we'll be using the other pair of footwear. And avoid saying no during business discussions. It is considered rude. Opt for terms such as we'll see, I will try, or possibly, etc. Right? And in United States, saying thank you is considered as polite. Right? So understand, friends. It is all the small things what we have to keep and inject in ourselves and acquire forever. Right? Next, the little things will count. Each little act may improve someone else's life a bit. If each of us practices both the small and large gestures of etiquette, then every day the domino effect will quickly spread and making life much nicer for all of us. I would like to share with you a small story. Then a person by name Juan, he worked in a meat distribution factory. One fine day, he finished with his work schedule and he went into the just a minute, please. One fine day, Juan, as a part of his job, he went into the cold room, and he didn't realize that cold room door is closed and he is locked inside. All of you know that no sound will be heard outside, and even though you make a lot of attempts, also the people outside cannot understand that someone is inside. Right? Then what happened? He is almost nearing death because of the breathlessness, because of the lack of oxygen. Then, to his surprise, when he is about to fall down, after 5 hours of suffering, the security guard came and opened the cold room and saved him. Then Juan was very thankful, he is very grateful, and asked the security guard, then how did you know that I am here? Then the security guard answered, sir, I have been working here in this organization for the last 35 years. And hundreds of workers will be coming in and going out. And you are one of the very few countable number who greets me every day morning and says goodbye every day evening. And when you are leaving also, after the working hours, surely make a point to greet me. Then today, like every other day, you greeted me to your simple manner, hello. At the entrance, and always you ask, how are you? And in the evening, I'll be waiting, even though it is a very normal thing for you, it's a special thing for me, which makes my day. And you'll be always saying me, bye, see you tomorrow. But today I didn't receive that one. Then I got a doubt and I started checking all the entire factory. Then I found something is suspicious and I opened. That's how the life will be saved. The same thing happened recently. I read in Facebook also. Recently, I read this story. when the Domino's pizza is being ordered by a person regularly for the last 10 years, he is ordering every day. And the people, the sales executive there observed that for the last 10 days, because always he gives a pop-up. Whatever the pop-ups are coming, oh, so-and-so next order there, right? And that's how the delivery boy, same delivery boy used to go to his to his home to order, to deliver the food. And one fine day, the sales executive observed that there was no order from Nick for the last 10 days. Delivery boy was going there to check, but he couldn't able to make out. So just out of a humanitarian ground, they called the police, and the delivery boy and the sales executive went to the Nick's home, and they found that when they opened the key, they found that he is almost in the last moment of his life, because he got the attack and he couldn't able to get up and make anything, right? So understand, small things will matter a lot, right? So, right? And if at all each little act may improve someone else's life a bit, and if each of us practices both the small and large gestures of etiquette, every day the domino effect will continuously spreading, right? And friends, understand one thing: social etiquette influences an individual's income, personality, status, and occupation. And possessing high level of etiquette knowledge and skills builds confidence and instills the perception of trustworthiness in others. Right? It is very important for us to maintain. So, I thank you all. Any queries, please? Sir, any queries?
Uh, excuse me, it is open for all of you. If you have any queries, please ask. Hello.
Hello.
How difficult is it in India, ma'am, to implement it in India? We Indians
Hello,
take
ma'am.
everything easily, and
Yes, ma'am.
we don't want to follow anything. If someone is dictating something, they never follow. So how difficult it is to follow all this?
Madam, I think so. Ramagundam Ramadevi, who is speaking, madam? Can I know?
I'm Sandhya, Dr. Sandhya.
Dr. Sandhya. So I would like to tell you, the Indians or any other country, now we are facing all these things because we are moving forward in the international standards, right? And the people move to the other countries and they enjoy their streets are very neat and they are maintaining very well and all. When they come back again, people won't mind to throw something from the car which is Benz or Radi, isn't it?
Exactly.
And it should come from inside, right? For example, when we traveled to Singapore in 2018, there in Singapore, gum eating is showing, gum chewing people are not entertained, right? And the gum eating is strictly warned. In the airports itself, in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, you will be checked about the gums. Whereas in America, gum eating is very much acceptable, right? It's not a big thing, right? Even in the professions also, they will be chewing the gums. And one more thing, in India, pedestrians are never valued. Even pedestrians won't value the drivers. And if at all you travel to other countries, pedestrians, if even one pedestrian is slow in crossing the road, all the entire vehicles will be stopped. Right? So understand, this is what we have to develop by ourselves. Right? We cannot insist everything, and once we start adapting the things, we can go on bringing the change.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sandhya.
Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. Hello,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
This is Dr. Kameshwar Rao. I have a question.
Yeah. Yes,
Hello,
sir.
ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, yes,
Yes, sir,
please
I
go
can
on.
hear you.
Please go on.
Yes, sir,
In
you
a
are
country
audible.
of 1+ like 130 crore, madam, in a country like India, where 130 crores population and still it is growing, like many illiterates are there. Still, literates also don't
Okay.
follow these etiquettes. How can we make? Is it making mandatory and or giving training, or what you say? What you suggest in a short period of time we can make them aware of these etiquettes, and training is required, or
Yes,
what
sir.
you
Yes,
suggest,
sir.
madam?
Sir, here, sorry to differ with you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, yes, yes. I got the question. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, you are audible, ma'am.
Yeah. So understand one thing. I don't
Yes,
think
yes.
education will matter when we are talking about the habits and manners. Right? Even the highly educated person will not be maintaining the
Okay.
decorum, or even the illiterate may be following the things, isn't it, sir? Even you can see now all the villages are getting the awards for clean and green villages, isn't it, sir? And in villages, you know that the majority of the population are not literates and they are not following anything, right? But they don't have the and they don't have the facilities. But look at the urban population and the highly sophisticated societies. What is the rate of the weight of the debris we are making out every day, and how we are throwing and making the streets to be completely strewn with the dust. And what about our nalas, isn't it, sir? So please understand, it's all about the human consciousness, social consciousness, what we can move, what we can do. Of course, nowadays the traffic people, they are doing the challans. They started taking the photos and all. They are sending the challans to them, and the otherwise they are doing the counseling sessions. Slowly, the change will come. But if every individual decides that, if every home mother and father teach their children, definitely the sophisticated and civilized society is not far away.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Do you feel that program like Swachh Bharat Mission is required in the particular in these areas, or such kind of programs will be helpful, you say?
I think so. We are deviating from the actual topic, sir. It is all about the social etiquette. Of course, it will help, right?
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much, Madam Dr. Anantalakshmi Garu.
Thank you, sir.
It's insightful discussions that you have. We're talking about comparing ourselves with so many advanced countries at the same time. And he was asking about something like about the difference between and I'll give one more example along with Madam that what she told. Dhara, Mumbai, they could crab and stop the pandemic or the growth of COVID-19.
Yes, sir. I heard. That's a good example.
Then what you call it, the rich, what you call it, the elite class in Mumbai, the so-called elite class in Mumbai. So it's not that now we are talking about. The fact is that how best we are using it, our best. Yes. So very much. I hope all of you will be might have got the real information about the etiquettes. Because why I'm talking about etiquettes, emotions are related to etiquettes, and if I give a wrong impression to others, so the wrong etiquette, by the way, I show it, so definitely people will take it other way, and the communication will go other way, and that will reflect into the emotions in a reflex. So by the way, he was giving a beautiful example that somebody has crossed the fork and spoon, and you are done, but it's not, you are not done. And what will you do? It is an embarrassing situation right now. Either you call him and ask him to give me a food, or no, this is a system that we are in this system. So learning some things and unlearning something is better. Thank you so very much, ma'am,
Thank you, sir.
and I hope all the participants might have blessed with this great discussion. And thank you very much.
Thank you
And
very much, sir.
I request all of you to please meet us back at 2 o'clock sharp. Okay.
Yeah, as a concluding note, I would like to thank the St. Martin College management and the officials for giving this opportunity. I thank I thank for choosing me, that to give time to interact with all the participants. And the other thing is, I would like to specially give a thanks to Dr. Panda, and who is a good friend of me and who tried to make me to interact with the people. And I thank particularly all the participants who spent their time in listening to me and gave a opportunity to me to share my views. And I thank everyone for their time. Thank you a lot.
Thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste, sir.
Thank you. All the participants, I request all of you to meet us back at 2 o'clock. It's for lunch break. Thank you.